business, and spirituality. On this show, I like to transfer energy on a spiritual level. Auras, wavelengths, frequencies, and fundamentally through the chakras. Every single living organism has a chakra system in which spiritual energy passes through and around it each and every day. I'm Indigo, a walking, breathing, living representation of the third eye in the flesh. On this new season of Chakras, the spirit of Indigo, we choose to embark on many topics that are going to allow you to experience ascension and enlightenment on a whole new level. Welcome to the new season of Chakras, the spirit of Indigo. I am Indigo, and we're going to allow you to experience ascension and enlightenment on a whole new level this season, all right? Today, we're going to be expressing the topic of energy, all right? We're going to go over the two basic types of energy. We're going to go over spiritual energy, and not to mention some things that'll make it practical for you, okay? So you yourself can get into the routine. Now, what are the two basic types of energy? Let's go back to physical science, all right? Kinetic energy and potential energy. Now, potential energy is going to be stored energy, and kinetic energy is going to be energy in motion. What are the different two types, all right? So when we go to potential energy, those are your like nuclear energy, your gravitational energy as well, all right? When we're talking about kinetic energy, we're talking more like thermal and mechanical energy, all right, to be displayed. Now, what is spiritual energy? This is the one I advocate, and they don't talk about it a lot that much in the textbooks, nor orally, but this is something that we all feel because we all have the chakra system, all right, which is spiritual. Spiritual energy has to do with love and compassion, inspiring as well as aspiring. Meditation, things that, can't be stored really as energy to be later kinetic energy. This is why I like to advocate spiritual energy, all right? Now, let's make it practical for you. What are some examples of kinetic energy? Riding a bike, lifting weights, playing sports. How about a walk in the park? Those are examples of energy in motion. Now, what is potential energy? All right, the energy that is stored. This is going to be more like your gravitational energy as well, your chemical energy, and not to mention your nuclear energy that is stored in the nuclei of the energy, all right? And going back to chemical energy, that's just like an apple or a cake. When I say an apple, that's the actual apple itself from the seed to the fruition, all right? From the cake, we don't necessarily see it, but it rises, doesn't it? All right. Now, those are examples of potential energy, and not to mention kinetic energy. How can we make spiritual energy practical for us? All right. Through meditation, for sure. All right. These are the things that we need to be doing on a daily basis, and not to mention yoga. These two practices right here get you in the spiritual energy mindset, all right? And they're both having to do with kinetic and potential energy, all right? So that was the two types of energy, the spiritual energy, and not to mention something practical for you yourself to go out there and do as well to express these energies, all right? We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. You know what's coming up next, the weekly spiritual energy. Good afternoon. I'm Indigo. Welcome back to the Day 3 challenge of the Solo Creator Pro Challenge. This is stabilizing the camera. I actually do own my own stabilizer. I'm using the DJI Ronin SC stabilizer. I'm going to show you a picture of that right now in the video. All right, I love it. I've been having it for about, 7-8 months now, so I've been playing with it a lot, but I'm gonna show you around the office, okay? So, got the pen over here. This is the setup. Let's just see my books and what I'm reading. I've read the majority of all of them. Oh, that's enough of that. No, I'm pen in the room, and the lights over there. This is my closet. If we go into, a lot of these are Indigo. That means I made a lot of these. Well, the designs are mine. I do have some designers, people who actually make them for me, but I do practice group economics, and I buy a lot of my people's clothing who do have their own business, so can't say enough about that. My great-great-grandmother's quilt. I love it. That quilt right there. All right. Gotta have that ring light. Everybody owns one. This is my green screen. Podcast gonna be made behind that pretty soon. Get ready. Alright, so that's pretty much the setup. Put the thing back on me. Alright, but I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. This was the day 3 challenge with that camera being stabilizer. I do own lots of tripods too. Definitely get you a good tripod. If you're gonna invest in a good camera, why not get a good tripod to protect your camera, all right? And rule of thumb, in my opinion, what I've heard from some great gurus with audio equipment, buy it nice or buy it twice. All right? I'm Indigo, day 3 challenge. I'm out of here. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow for the day 4 challenge. All right? Holla. Welcome back to the show, Chakras, the spirit of Indigo, where the topic today is energy, all right? This segment right here is going to be called the Weekly Spiritual Insight. This week on the Weekly Spiritual Insight, I challenge you to go out there and see which energy you resonate with the most, all right? A lot of us have more kinetic energy throughout the day, and we do more strenuous jobs like construction and building of those natures, all right? Some of us have more stored energy job where we're in a cubicle and we're sitting behind the desk and we have to type in numbers, all right, or write down things. Either way, both of these energies can be incorporated into either job. A lot of us like to do more spiritual work and incorporate the spiritual energy into our day, or more of the spiritual energy into our day. Go out there and write down which spiritual energy more you resonate with each day. Are you doing more kinetic than potential? In my opinion, I think a healthy balance of all 3 need to be worked out, all right? So that's going to be the Weekly Spiritual Insight for this week. Stay tuned, because when we come back, we got the 4 principles and the message of the day.
Think about where you'll stand, where you'll sit, how you can best use that entire screen, all right? You still with me? All right, let's go and get to work. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Carl. I'm Indigo. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is day 4 of the challenge. Right now we're doing background composition. This is my work area. This is where I come in and do all the videography and the photography as well. You know, I like my background. I definitely want to keep the trend going with the books. I see a lot of people with the books. That is so important. All right, so I'm not going to read anything for you, but I do want to let you know a little bit of what's inside of my library. That way you might put something inside your library. Right? The first book is going to be Edgar Cayce, There Is a River. The second one is the African Origin of Electromagnetism. This book can be found on my YouTube channel, where I do a lot of teaching from it. Chakras, The Road to Indigo. This is the Chakras Handbook. Another Edgar Cayce good read right here. Origin and Destiny of Man. Eckhart Tolle. I read the first one, The Power of Now, but this one, A New Earth. Wonderful read. Make sure you go pick this up. This is the Hidden Messages in Water by Dr. Masaru Emoto. Another Edgar Cayce read right here, The Kabbalah. I like this edition. just finished this one up. The Everything Body Language book. No library complete without the 48 laws of power. I'm telling you. I also teach from this book as well on my YouTube channel, Auras and Chakras by Miss Fiona Toy. Ken Coleman, The Proximity Principle. This book has changed my life ever since last year I got it, so definitely want to make sure you go pick this up. A Dave Ramsey Personality. The 2100 Asanas, another read that I teach from on my show. Definitely can go out there and get multiple yoga poses from this book right here. So if you do need any links or you need any information about the books that you see me presenting here, let me know. Last but not least, the Coffee Table Book of Astrology. I don't even think that you can go out there and get this book anywhere. It was given to me. This is like one of those books you check out like in a library. So you still got a library card in it, so you might not be able to get this one. But there is a lot of knowledge in here, so I can definitely give you something from that. That's pretty much all I have. I just definitely wanted to get this video in. I can't wait to come back for the next one with day 5. But thank y'all so much for creating content. Thank y'all so much for believing in yourselves to create content, because that's where it begins at, all right? I'm Indigo. This is the end of day 4. Y'all have a blessed afternoon, and namaste. How are you doing, my beautiful spirits? I'm Indigo. Welcome back to the new season of Chakras, the Spirit of Indigo, where we're about to wrap it up here. But guess what we got coming up? The message of the day, all right? And what's that message of the day, Indigo? Ownership, all right? Definitely make sure you go out there and practice some ownerships. I have 4 principles that I go over here on my show a lot, and I think that you should advocate them into your daily routines, all right? Now, what's the first step to ownership? Paperwork. Now, we have to go out there and put this intellectual property that we all possess, all right, on paper. It can be an LLC. It can be a sole proprietorship. It can be a partnership, corporation, whatever it is, you know, whatever it is you choose to put your name on, make sure you monetize it. That way, it leads you to step number 2, which is going to be investments, all right? We have to invest in ourselves. A lot of us have a 9-to-5 job and a side hustle. How about we put some of that money, you know, just some of it that we make right back into our business, you know, that LLC, that paperwork that you just got, all right? This is going to allow us to go to step number 3, and we're going to see profits after we do step number 2. So we go to step number 3, which is going to be group economics, all right? Let's go out here and use what we have and what somebody else has and add mutualism, all right? How do we do that? If I do videos and you're an engineer, how about I shoot the videos and you do all the post-editing work, all right? Or if I'm a DJ and you're an artist, how about we put ourselves together and we can build shows together, all right? So these are some examples of group economics that we can go out there and apply in our everyday daily life. And if you don't have a business about yourself, you can still practice group economics. You know your friends who have that business. Go buy some clothes from them, all right? Go buy some services from them. This is how we begin the cycle of generational wealth, so we can change the mentalities of the younger generations, all right? Remember, the world does not belong to us as adults anymore. It belongs to the children, all right? The 4th step in the ownership is going to be time management. This is the one I'm working on the most. We have to go out there and begin to schedule our time more efficiently and effectively and begin to budget our money properly, all right? I advocate the Dave Ramsey Plus app because I've just been on it. That's how I've been doing my finances. I love it, all right? You can go out there and get it as well. I'm scheduling daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly as well. You have to have these goals in mind so you can accomplish the small ones in order to get to the big ones, all right? And once you start this budgeting, you start to knock off some of your debts, you start paying your bills, you start gaining emergency funds. All these things come to a full circle, all right, and help you with your time management. because that's all time management is. We're trying to manage our time. And if you don't have enough of it, you have to get it back. And some of us have to pay money to get the time back, all right? So make sure you go out there and advocate all 4 of these principles: paperwork, investment, group economics, and not to mention time management, all right? That's pretty much all I have for you today as far as the show. Thank y'all for tuning in, all right? I am Indigo. We have gone over the topic today, which is going to be energy, all right? The 2 basic types, which are kinetic and potential, not to mention spiritual energy as the second topic. And we went over some practical things in which you can do yourself, all right? We covered the weekly spiritual insight, and not to mention the 4 principles of ownership, all right? I'll see y'all again next week, but until then, make sure you're out there practicing intuition, creativity, and imagination. I'm Indigo.